Welcome back, YouTube family. Back with another reaction. Today's video is Joe Rogan's top 5 heated arguments. If you don't know who Joe Rogan is, you've been living under a rock, obviously, because he is one of the top podcasters in the world. So that's what today is. It's reacting to those top 5 heated moments. I'm joined today, actually, with my brother, Austin Rios. He's eating the cookie. You have anything to say to the world?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Throughout 14 years and nearly 2,000 episodes, we've seen just about every side of Joe Rogan. But on occasion, things get a bit tense. So here are the 5 most heated arguments in JRE history. Kicking things off, we've got Dave Portnoy and Rogan debating if Tommy Fury is a real boxer or not.
Fury is not a real boxer.
Of course he's a real boxer.
No chance.
He's a professional boxer.
I saw Tommy Fury box. He is not a boxer.
Well, he's definitely a boxer.
Well, he puts on gloves.
He's definitely a boxer. Here's Tommy Fury. You telling me this guy doesn't look like a boxer? You're out of your mind.
Who is he fighting?
But I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. The guy's fighting looks good. Dude, you're crazy if you don't think Tommy Fury's a boxer. Look at that uppercut. Shut the up, dude.
No.
Shut the up. Watch this.
Find the Tommy Fury. Find the Tommy Fury fight on the Jake card.
Shut the
This
up.
guy cannot.
Please shut the up and watch this. Watch what he's doing. This motherfucker is 100% a boxer.
Can you find me the record of
Paparios95? This. Stop. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this.
What is
this
that?
guy's boxer,
that
man?
doesn't prove anything. Find me the record of Paparios95.
Just look at this.
And even though Dave refuses to believe Fury is legit, Rogan continues to prove his point despite Portnoy's hard stance.
I mean, to be honest, what does Portnoy know about it? I mean, he rates pizza for a living, for Christ's sake, and he bets on sports. I mean, what does he know? Joe Rogan actually knows how to fight, so he would know what to do, or he would know what he was talking about. Dave Portnoy just makes money betting and reviewing pizza.
Maybe the pizza fights back.
The pizza fights back. Of course it does. Fights your stomach, especially with all that grease. Ugh. All right, let's continue.
Tommy Fury is 100% a legit boxer. You're out of your mind if you don't. Look at this.
What?
Look at that right hand.
That was in slow motion.
No, it's not in slow motion.
I think you slowed that down.
This is a highlight reel. But look at his highlight reel. Look at his highlight reel. He is 100% a legitimate professional boxer. If you don't think so, you're just being a hater. Just watch some of this. Dude, this is legit boxing. Watch this. You're out of your mind if you don't think this. Look at this.
Can we rewind that one? Can we rewind and to show the punch that guy in the red trunks threw? That was
because the guy's already rocked.
No, he wasn't rocked when he threw that.
He absolutely was. He'd already been pummeled.
Now, despite them agreeing to disagree on Fury's skills, this take by Dave on Jake Paul's future fight with Tommy definitely didn't age too well.
I hope they fight because I'll put my net worth on Jake Paul.
What if Tommy Fury boxes him up? What are you going to do?
He won't.
He won't know that. I don't know that.
I was at the fight, the Jake Paul fight in Cleveland. Tyrone Woodley won, and Tommy Fury fought on that undercard. He was the worst fighter I've ever seen.
Now, from disagreements over boxing to questioning if the earth is round, this next argument with Eddie Bravo would test Joe's patience.
Where's the pictures from NASA? How come they don't have any?
They don't have that space.
They don't have the technology?
No, they just never did it.
They also don't give a f about proving it's round.
These Japanese pictures, I've seen them. Put them up.
They don't
They're
have
terrible.
that kind of
Show me a real
satellite.
picture. Show me a real picture.
Listen, NASA does not have one of those satellites.
Fake.
Why do you think that's fake?
That's fake as f.
Why does it look fake?
It looks something you'd see in a movie.
That's because when they do it in a movie, they try to make it look like this, which is what looks real.
If that's real to you, man, shit.
You don't think it's real?
They faked 6 moon landings.
Dude, stop saying that because it's irrelevant. We're not talking about the same people.
It looks fake to me.
Eddie, that's 1969. We're talking about 2017.
That looks fake.
So you think there's some gigantic conspiracy involving the Japanese government where they put up a fake picture of the Earth from 22,000 miles up every 10 minutes. High resolution, downloadable photo. You think it's fake? Is there a photo of this flat Earth?
No, like I just said again. There's no photo of the flat Earth from space. There's no photo of the round Earth from space.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's all fake.
No, why do you say they're fake, though?
They look fake. They look CGI.
But you're not an expert in imagery.
And despite Rogan's best attempts trying to convince Eddie the Earth is round, things would continue to heat up when Jamie pulled up an article disproving one of Eddie's points.
So this thing that you keep repeating is And this thing that you keep, but don't, no.
Hey, where did you get this information?
Jamie.
Where'd you get it?
Where'd I get what?
This information. Where is this coming from?
It's coming off the internet.
Exactly. So you're reading some information. I'm reading some information off the internet. You didn't go to the library.
Slow down.
It's on Wikipedia.
Just slow down.
Eddie, stop doing
There's
that.
sources here. There's a book called the American Journal of Science. I'm sure that a lot of people respect
Which is
that.
bought and paid for.
Well, maybe.
It is. It's bought and paid for. It's part of that.
Here's the thing, Eddie.
It's like the Washington Post.
Eddie,
All you gotta do is look
Eddie,
into
they're
it.
not. They're
It's
not.
huge.
They're
Flat
not
Earth
getting
is
knocked
huge.
down. That's why we just read this thing that you've been citing, and you didn't even understand it when we were reading it. But that's how
You read off the internet.
complicated.
I read
am
it
I
off the
supposed to
internet
read it?
too. I read it off
I
the
don't have
internet
any
too.
books here. I'll go find the encyclopedia if you
we're
want
both reading
and
off the
print off-
internet. We're both getting our information off the internet.
Even though Joe couldn't
I feel like Eddie Bravo got hit in the head too many times. He said, the information that you cited, we read it back to you and you didn't understand it. That's stupid.
He was in
convince
denial.
Eddie the world was round.
That's a river in Egypt.
Rogan and this next guest have a bit more in common when it comes to the dimensions of our planet, but they do get into it over Christianity's role in society.
Everywhere that doesn't have a strong Christian heritage is a f***ed up place with bad morals.
That's a ridiculous statement. That's a ridiculous statement. Everywhere
ridiculous
that
statement.
doesn't have Judeo-Christian values is a f***ed up place.
I think that, yes, I think it should be perfectly reasonable, respectable thing to say that our culture is better. I believe our culture is better
Our
than everywhere
culture,
else in the
the
world.
culture of Christians.
I think European
Christians that are running around doing ketamine and each other.
European and American culture, which is based on Judeo-Christian values, is better than other cultures. I think it's uncontroversial to say so.
But what's based on Judeo-Christian values about being a good person?
Ultimately, our
It has
sense,
nothing to
ultimately,
do
our
with
sense
the
of right and
myths
wrong comes
involved.
from the Bible.
What?
It does.
What?
I will say, after seeing this clip here, Joe Rogan has really changed his stance on Christianity. He's more open to it.
Yeah. I feel like he would agree with him now.
With him now, yeah, for sure. Especially, I mean, that looks like old. That looks like old footage, maybe like 2009. I don't know. It just looks really pixelated.
From the Bible?
Ultimately, our sense of right and wrong comes from the Bible.
Our sense of right and
I
wrong.
think-
The
But he's
only
not wrong,
way
though.
that a person can
No,
have
he's not.
ethics and morals and treat each other
No, I
well.
didn't say the only way.
Don't you think
I said
that
this-
people
no, I didn't say the only way.
understand what's
I said
good
the
and what's
specific-
bad? Listen, if we're going to have a conversation, we can't keep talking over each other like this. When someone's trying to make a point about something that's
Go ahead,
complex
go ahead,
like
go
this, if you think that the only way for a person to have ethics or an understanding of each other or compassion for each other is to rely on ancient myths that are easily scientifically
I didn't say
disproven,
that.
well, that's what Christianity is.
No, I didn't say that. I
Well,
said
that's
that
what the Bible
I
is.
said the specific set of values that you have is influenced more than you would like to admit by your Judeo-Christian
What's
heritage.
it? It's influenced by a
There are certain
horde of
things that I
different
think all of
And the conversation takes a turn towards Milo's sexuality as the two debate the role it plays in his arguments.
But who you are, being a gay
That's not
man
who I am, it's
that's
how I behave, it's
promiscuous,
what I do. I
But
mean,
that is
this is-
prohibited in the Bible.
Yes, but I agree that it would be better if I didn't behave like this, and if I could
Do you
choose to be
really? So you're
heterosexual, I
a
would do so.
self-loathing homosexual.
No, and I won't have this. You need to read a wonderful essay by Brett.
No, I don't need to read shit. I need to know what the you're saying.
Okay, so Brett Easton
Because
Ellis
what
talk-
you're saying is who you are is
No, it's not who
it's
you
prohibited
it's not
in the
who
Bible.
you are, because I don't think my sexuality is an important
It's
component
a
of my
huge part of you. You talk about it all the time.
Well, I
it's
talk-
a massive
talk about it all
part
the
of
time,
what
yeah.
we've talked about on the show.
I think
It comes up anytime you want to make a funny point. It comes up anytime you
true,
want
I
to
do
define
rely
your
on- I do rely on it for humor,
sexuality
don't I?
or your urges or
I do rely on it for
your
humor.
decadence.
I
You,
think peop-
you
I think
jump
people-
to it because
I
I
think-
think it's you.
Now, while Joe was sober throughout the other arguments, this one with Steven Crowder would be influenced by alcohol, which might have led Rogan to get a bit more fired up than usual.
First of all,
No, he wrote about what the source
first
is
of
there, the
all,
original study.
just because someone gets in an accident and they're high,
See, here-
because hold on, stop.
No, hold on a second. This is
you
because you just
interrupt
want-
way too much.
No, no.
You need to stop.
You talk in
hold on a
paragraphs.
second. No. I don't talk in
Go ahead.
paragraphs. I make full points. If people are high a lot and the same amount of fatalities exist, but the people that get checked once they get into these accidents happen to be high, it does not necessarily mean that marijuana caused those fatalities. It could be that you have an increased incidence of people doing marijuana and altercations that could not have been avoided.
It could be.
So all these things are good. Marijuana is one of the things that are good. And don't shore, man. Just like you don't shore turmeric, you don't shore ginger, you don't shore a reduced sugar diet. All those things that reduce inflammation are good
Yeah,
for you.
I don't buy that smoking marijuana would be as beneficial as a reduced sugar diet. And my point is that people
you
get
might
so
be-
offended
you
by
might
me
be
saying that
correct.
and saying, but if you want to smoke, go ahead.
You might be correct,
Shouldn't be
but
offensive.
it doesn't matter because it's not a contest to see what's the most beneficial.
And things would continue to heat up as they dive deeper and deeper into this topic until eventually they reached a boiling point.
You're the guy that thinks people should be able to do whatever. You're a free market guy,
that's
right?
what I just said.
So if you're a free market guy, why wouldn't you be in support of something, whether it's the most beneficial or equally beneficial?
I just said I am.
But you're not necessarily, because you're denying.
But because right now of the chemical compound.
Face. You're denying.
Watch it. Come on. It's been a good conversation.
We're friends. I'm just joking. Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado are at near historic lows.
You haven't bringing up the source that you want to find.
Washington
Bring
Post.
up the study right there. Yeah, Washington Post. Bring up the study that we wrote. We wrote about it on our website.
Look, I don't care about your website, you Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado
Since you
are
called me
at
hold on a second. Since you called me Since you called me a puss, and you do this with the crazy lady at a comedy club,
buddy,
you think if you scream enough that it makes a point. My point is, I don't care about it.
I don't think that if we
Smoke
scream
up.
enough.
And you just said I was interrupting. You're interrupting now and screaming.
Because
I don't
Jamie
care about it
put
enough.
up a post and you're not.
But I don't buy
ignoring
that it's as valuable as a low sugar diet. And the fact
doesn't have to be as valuable.
The fact that you can't have a conversation about this as civilly as you did every other issue tells me that there's a problem. This is a TNT powder keg.
I can. The problem is I get very defensive when people start talking over me.
Now, while Joe isn't as fiery in this last argument, he does take a hard stance against Candace Owens and her beliefs about climate change.
You don't think we have to care about the environment? Like,
no, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit? Because if you want to step outside of the scientific consensus, which is vast and involves 10,306 scientists, and just say, I don't believe in it, even if you're right, you don't have enough information to say that.
Right. No,
you might be
but that's why I said, this is the whole point.
But you're saying you don't believe it.
I don't, I would have to have someone sit down and convince me that it was real. I personally don't believe it. That's okay.
But why?
It's good to start at a place of not believing something.
No, it's not.
You think you should start with believing everything.
No, it's not believe either or. Not believe yes, not believe no.
Yeah.
But don't say you don't believe.
Yeah.
Learn about it.
Yeah.
Learn about it and then have an opinion. But you're stating this opinion without having any real understanding of what climate science.
And he presses harder on Owens, hoping to eventually get her to look at the topic a bit more objectively.
There's a big difference between measuring the CO2 levels in the atmosphere and deciding whether or not there's an afterlife.
Right. I'm sorry that I just don't believe in global warming. I'm happy to
You're allowed to not believe in it.
That's all I've been trying to say. I don't believe in it, but I have not.
You're an influencer.
Yeah, but
you're a very bright person.
But if somebody had asked me, like at a place where I'm influencing on a college campus, what's your opinion? I would say I have none.
I bet you would say I don't believe in it, like you just did.
That is absolutely not.
But you just did
true. There are so many instances where you could watch this, just like, and you can ask Dave Rubin when he asks me a question. I say I don't have an opinion on it
about a different subject.
But yeah, because you and I are having a conversation one-on-one. I'm not sitting here to try to. I don't go on campus talking about global warming because I don't have an opinion on it.
Wow. I think Joe Rogan needs to chill out.
Well, he's a lot more calmer. That's all.
There's nothing more powerful.
That's all old stuff. But he's a lot more calmer, so he actually, I guess with everything that's happened, he's a lot more more conservative, I guess you could say.
Open-minded?
Yeah, open-minded. I mean, some of the stuff that they were arguing, like the flat earth, I mean, come on. The moon landing, I mean. He recently had somebody on that didn't believe that the moon landings were real. And they literally spent like 3 hours going back and forth talking about evidence for or against. And I was like, man, this is really interesting because either way you look at it, there is evidence for either or. Because they did a lot of shady things to make it seem like they were further away from the earth than it seemed. I don't know if you ever seen those videos, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of things. I just think Eddie Bravo got hit too many times in the head. And Candace Owens looked really pretty in that video.
I know, he was pressing her for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, she did say she had no opinion, but she didn't believe in it. I mean...
But opinion is a personal belief, so for her to say she don't believe in it is an opinion.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan would be in the wrong for saying that.
Yeah. Yep. Well, anyway, that's been it. That was the top 5 heated exchanges on Joe Rogan. If you like this video, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that post notification bell. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.